Welcome to the real world. Carson is here, Josh is here, and Ben are here.
Hey.
Never before have we all been on a podcast together. This is really exciting.
Well, virtually we have been.
That's true.
Podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
But now we're shoulder to shoulder.
I
just
know.
for the-
Let's bring it in. We are so excited to watch Constantine.
Yes.
All of you, it's the first time
We're
you've
so
seen it.
excited.
Yeah.
To
I'm a
watch
virgin,
Constantine.
people. I'm a virgin.
I'm excited for you to see it.
Okay, because I have low expectations. I don't think
That's always good.
I don't think
That's
this is
always
gonna
a
be
good way to go in.
I'm sure we'll enjoy watching it, but I don't expect a quality film.
Okay,
I mean,
that's a
that's
good
the thing with
mindset to go in.
2000 superhero movies.
Good mindset. Yeah, that's true. So that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit
yeah.
because this came out in 2005, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
There you go.
this is before MCU, before Man of Steel, before, all these huge movies that we've had now. This is coming off of like X-Men 1, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2
When
had
was it
just come
released?
out, 2005.
2005.
So it's right after, like Daredevil, Hulk, the first Hulk, the Ang Lee Hulk one.
The
I
first
was-
Fantastic
I was-
Four came out too in 2005.
That same year.
Yeah.
And also that was the year, although this, I think Constantine was released in February. So this is before Fantastic Four, before
Okay.
Batman Begins came out. That same year too.
Ooh.
So really interesting year for movies. This is one that didn't make any money. The critics, I think it still has like a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes or something. Like
Does
it's really
it?
low.
I kind
But-
of wish you didn't tell me that.
It has gained a cult following. It's one of those movies
Okay.
that, like, over time, people started to revisit this and go, the critics were wrong.
Kind of like how
It's like one of those.
Okay.
That's great.
So
That is great.
I'm excited. I have it in my collection. You just got the 4K, Josh. So we're gonna watch it on 4K. I've never seen it on 4K, so it'll be like a whole new movie for me too.
It's just gonna be a whole new movie for me entirely.
That's right. That's right.
This is also my first physical 4K
Really?
viewing.
Nice.
Everything else has been
Awesome.
streaming or digital.
Very
Ooh.
cool.
That's great. So now you're getting the true 4K experience, as Nolan intended. Have you heard Nolan talk about streaming? He's like, I don't stream my movies.
Yeah.
They don't look right.
Yeah.
They only watch them on disc. He does. He talks about this. There's a video. And I'll show you guys later.
It's true because they actually alter. They alter
the
certain
compression
things on
and all that. He
streaming.
talks about all that stuff. But anyways,
Color
so
grading.
what are your expectations going in? What do you know about?
Yeah, you can actually hear what's going on in Tenet.
What do you guys know about
Right.
Constantine? Do you
Not my
guys
vision.
know, like, because he's a comic book character? I'm sure you know
Well,
that.
I watched the DC animated films leading up to
Did you do the
Justice
same?
League Dark,
Okay.
Yep.
Apocalypse War,
Okay.
so I know he's sort of a DC Doctor Strange
Sure,
who deals
sure.
with supernatural forces like
right.
demons and
Yep.
angels apparently
Okay.
and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Any comic book? Have you read any of the comics with
No.
featuring him? Okay. He was created by Alan Moore
Okay.
back in the 80s during the Swamp Thing run that he did back in the 80s. That was really popular. So
Swamp
he was a
Thing.
minor character in that run. And then
Same
got
author
his
as
own.
Watchmen.
Yep.
Okay.
That same guy. And
Wow.
so, he kind of took off in popularity in the 80s. He's based on Sting from The Police, the singer.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's who he's designed after. That's who he's designed after. The
That
blonde
makes a
hair,
whole
the
lot of
whole.
sense.
Yeah, he looks exact. In the original comic, he looks exactly like Sting. It's really funny. So they should have gotten Sting to play him back in like the 80s or 90s. That would've been
that'd
cool.
be
Even
great.
sounds like Sting. When,
Right,
well, the voice
right,
actor,
yeah,
he
I
sounds
love that.
exactly like
Yeah,
Sting.
so Matt Ryan played him in the animated series and in the live-action Arrow
show?
Yeah, he
TV
did.
series.
He
He
did.
had his own TV
Oh.
series. Only lasted, I think, 1 or 2 seasons.
I didn't realize I was in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so he's played the character multiple times. Also on the show, have you guys watched Justice League Action, the animated shorts?
I have.
They're really good. He plays Constantine
great.
in that. So yeah, they're really good. So that's your exposure to Constantine. Thoughts going in? Just what's your mindset like going into watch? Are you like geared up? Think you're like ready to go? Are you like uneasy about it? Are you like
This is a
You're keeping your expectations low, as always.
Keanu's out.
That's true. He
The
just
post-Matrix
he had
Keanu.
just shot the Matrix sequels when he
Okay.
got this role. Lauren Schuler Donner, who had just come off producing X-Men, she's married to Richard Donner,
Okay.
Superman. She got the right, or not the rights, but she got on board as producer.
Right.
Hired Keanu right after he finished shooting Matrix 2 and 3. And then they were looking for a director. They found Francis Lawrence, who's gone on to do Hunger Games. You know, he did the second Hunger Games all the way to what was the recent one?
the Ballad of
Songbirds and
Songbirds and
Snakes.
Snakes. Yeah.
So this is his first film.
Wow.
This is a directorial debut for Francis Lawrence.
Well then,
He had just done music videos before that. That's all he had done. So
Then my expectations are very low. This is his first film.
it's his first film, but it's got a great producer on board. Also, Akiva Goldsman wrote the screenplay, who's a very popular screenwriter. He wrote A Beautiful Mind and all kinds of great Oscar-worthy films. Yeah. So it's got a good team behind it. Do you know any other cast members? Do you guys know
Rachel
Weisz? Yep, Rachel Weisz is in it. Yep.
Okay.
Is Tilda Swinton in it?
Tilda Swinton.
She is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Shia LaBeouf shows up in this.
Oh my gosh!
Get ready for
Hollywood
Shia.
superstar
Sam,
Shia LaBeouf.
Sam
So,
Witwicky himself.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll leave it on a high note. We're gonna go watch the movie, and then we'll be back as soon as it's over. Give you our reaction.
Straight out of holes. Sam Witwicky.
That's right. I think Holes. Yeah, because they get that Transformers yet.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, we just got finished watching Constantine.
Yes, we did.
2005's
we
Constantine,
did.
starring Keanu Reeves. 20th anniversary this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just
Wow.
last month it celebrated its 20th anniversary.
It's been that long.
Very
It has.
cool.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You said 2005.
2005. There it is. So,
Sorry, everyone. I'm a
That's
little
okay.
sleep deprived.
Sorry,
No,
it's
it's all right.
hard to believe it's 2025
So-
already.
we want to
Yeah.
get all of your thoughts because none of you had seen it. None of you
Yeah,
had seen this
yes.
at all.
So let's all talk over each other
Let's
and
start,
ramble.
no, let's start, right, yeah, exactly. Let's start with Josh because it was your 4K you brought over, and it looked great on 4K, by the way.
Yeah, it did.
It really looked good. Definitely an upgrade from the Blu-ray I have, so I might steal it from you. But go ahead and give us your general thought. You don't have to get specific, but how are you feeling coming out of this first viewing?
I thought it was good. I don't know why it's like 46%. Like, I don't know why I thought it was really well done, especially like there were so many times there was like a really cool shot, and I'm like, oh, he came from music videos, so
Right.
like why? I'm like, where's the, like, this is good. Why
Yeah,
are people
very
complaining?
cinematic,
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me an awful lot of Fight Club for some reason. Just the way it was lit.
Sure.
I kept thinking
Yeah, I
it
can
was
see
derivative of Fight Club.
There was
even
one-
though it wasn't David Fincher.
Fincher.
Yeah, there was one music video moment, which was kind of when he walked into like the bar,
The
Oh,
club,
music
yeah,
video,
yes.
I was like, oh yeah, here we
Yeah.
go. That's that 2000s music video for you.
Yes.
I did have
yeah.
a bit of vibe.
Give us your
Which
thoughts,
I liked.
Carson.
I liked
What
that.
did you like?
I liked
mean,
that
did you?
aesthetic.
You were kind of
Um,
low expectations going in.
Yeah, very low
so-
expectations from the opening, like pre-credit sequence. I was sold. Opens in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
And this guy finds this like tattered Nazi flag that has the like Spear of Destiny in it. It was like we're just like Indiana Jones. It was great.
Yes,
I was
yes.
I was really into it.
Yeah, later you mentioned it even has Shia LaBeouf.
It
This
does,
is totally like
that's
Indiana
Todd
Jones.
Williams. Yeah, exactly. This is the secret Indy 5. I really liked it. I was impressed by the way that it managed to keep surprising me. I think it
Yes.
subverted a lot of tropes
It did.
that I was ready for it to indulge in.
They never kiss.
They never kiss.
They never kiss.
I was so glad.
Yeah.
That was great.
I
thought
was
they were
nervous it was
going
going to become
to.
a cliche at the end
Yeah.
where the hero has to kiss the girl because
Yeah.
it's a part of every superhero movie.
Didn't
But then
happen.
again,
And there was no
this isn't really a superhero
Yeah.
film, so
And there was
That's a good
no
point, yeah.
CGI monster battle at the end,
Oh
which
yeah.
I was also very pleased about.
Good point.
They-
True.
so-
Very
so
I
they-
thought there would be.
Yeah. It was kind of a breath of fresh air for us who know superhero movies so well.
Yeah.
yes.
And are kind of feeling that MCU slosh that we're kind of in right now,
Yeah, a bit of fatigue.
where there's just a lot of tropes
Yeah.
that happen very
You
regularly.
can kind of predict what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know this is what's going to happen at the end. You know, that
Right.
whole thing.
This
But
this
yeah,
was
is very different.
unexpected, and it did something different, and it really had something to say. Like it was about something.
Yeah.
It was
Great
about
themes.
Constantine's
Yeah.
desire to live. The purpose of his life.
Yep.
It was really an interesting arc for him, and that I was not expecting that.
yeah.
I like that as the movie goes on, you learn more. And
Yes.
even about something like you mentioned, the spear.
Right.
That's shown in the very beginning.
Yeah.
But like you're learning the lore as it goes, and it's not like, hold on, wait, we're gonna have an exposition scene
Right,
here.
a big exposition
Exactly.
dump
Yeah.
scene where you learn everything and get all the details. It
Right.
like slowly reveals
We
it throughout
see
the film.
we see a lot that we don't understand.
Yeah.
Until later.
Right.
Later, we think back at when I saw that, that's who that
Yeah.
was, and that's what that.
This
meant.
movie really rewards multiple viewings. This is like the 5th or 6th time I've seen it, and I always catch things like I'm like, oh, that's what that means. Like I love the scene where he gets in the chair
Yes.
and he goes back and you see, oh, so in the beginning when that guy turned around, that he was looking at John Constantine.
Yes.
That's what he was looking when he turns around in the beginning after he gets the spear, and he does it several times after we flash through to him.
Yeah.
You see him turn around and look at something, you're not sure what it is, and you learn, he's looking at Constantine the whole time.
Oh my goodness!
So there's little things like that
did
they
not
put
catch
throughout the movie that makes you go, when you watch it again, okay, I see what they were doing there. They had this whole thing planned out from the beginning, and it's all very, very visual and really well done.
Yeah,
That's really
I think
cool.
that's what makes an effective noir.
Yeah, it has a noir vibe.
Well, that's what
kinda,
this is. It's a
private
spiritual
detective.
noir.
Yes,
That's what it is.
yes,
It's not
exactly.
really. It's not a superhero film. It's a
Supernatural
spiritual noir.
noir, yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
supernatural.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
And you explaining that through multiple viewings you're able to peel more
absolutely
elements.
You get more details with all the characters and all the lore and these little things that they set up at the beginning that pay off big time later. So.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Anything else specific you want to point out?
Courage the Cowardly Dog reference.
There we
on
go.
Point.
There
You
we
never
go.
really asked me what I thought.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
We don't really care. We don't really care. We're just-
I'm just adding
I
to
thought
them.
you were
I'm like,
done.
when are you going to talk to me?
Go ahead.
Wow.
Please. You gave a
This is
couple
my cue
thoughts.
to leave,
No, please.
I'm with Carson and Josh here. I have no idea why this was panned by critics. Maybe it was because we were hoping for something bigger, but now that we've gotten it through Marvel, we're tired of that. We want something different.
Sure.
Maybe that's why there's been a
maybe.
huge cult following
Yeah.
in development. Maybe that's why people appreciate this film more. I think, my gosh, the production value on this film is beautiful.
I agree.
Every single shot is beautifully lit. I think the casting is great. Keanu, I like him. He kind of comes off a bit too Batman-ish for me.
Okay. Interesting.
In some areas,
Which
but
is
it's
funny
not
that
bad.
you mentioned that
you
because
know?
there's literally a scene where he fights Two-Face.
Pretty much, yeah. I kept thinking, like, if only he was wearing the Bat costume.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
If Christian Bale was not Batman, you know?
There you
Maybe
go.
Well,
Keanu
Keanu's been Batman before.
Yeah,
He was in League of
Super
Super
Pets.
Pets.
Yes.
That's right.
That's why you
Oh,
voiced
yeah.
it.
That's right.
But yeah, he was good. Rachel Weisz was good. Tilda Swinton, you can't go wrong with Tilda
No.
Swinton. Even though I thought it was weird she was playing Gabriel. Isn't Gabriel supposed to
Yeah.
be male?
Well, they wanted the director talks about this, and I listened to both commentaries. There's a commentary with the director and a commentary with the writers,
Oh.
and he wanted Gabriel to be more androgynous, like you didn't really
Right,
know if
yeah.
it was male or female.
Yeah.
He kind of wanted that with almost all the angels in the movie.
Right.
That kind
right.
of plays
You know
into who the character is.
Right. It's an angel. I mean,
Totally.
we know biblically they don't marry.
And
right?
I think that
So-
there's already precedent to be set for it's Gabriel, angel, good guy.
yeah,
So there's,
exactly.
so it's
There's
an
always
immediate,
that.
immediate subversion that
Mhm.
it's Gabriel, but it's not what I expect Gabriel to look like.
Uh-huh.
So
And then
there's
you
already
learn-
kind of a incentive to suspect something.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
it's pretty cool. Good visual storytelling.
I
It
agree.
is.
I agree.
Great.
I love Peter Stormare too as Lucifer. I thought that was such
Oh,
a great
I
thought he was
performance.
fantastic.
He
He
was
was
so good.
I could have done with more.
Such
of
an
him.
underrated
I
gem.
know,
Yeah.
but
I
I,
think
but
if
I
they had a
like
little
I
more
like
of it.
that they just put him in at the end. Just a little, just gonna give you a hint. They didn't overdo it.
Yeah,
I like even
that's
Tilda
true.
Swinton. She's only in 2 scenes in the
Yeah,
whole movie.
I noticed that too.
Wow,
She-
I feel like
you
she was
know?
in more than that.
She's in that one scene at the beginning where he meets her, and then
Yes.
at the very end she comes in at the end, and
Wow.
that's it. Yeah, she has
Huh.
a very big presence. In it.
Yeah.
She does.
Um,
Sometimes it's all you need, you know?
yeah.
Like, think of Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was only in, like, one scene in Superman.
There you go. Yep.
He still gets top
True.
billing.
That's true. Yep, absolutely.
It does feel a little long. I
Oh,
will
you
say
think
that.
it does? Okay.
I think it feels a
Interesting.
little long.
Okay.
I could see that.
I think that, like, Bugman fighting him in the
Oh,
streets.
Yeah.
It's like there were just a few moments where I'm like, what are we really doing here?
Yeah.
What
But
is
Bugman
this?
was cool.
Bugman was
cool,
cool.
though.
I admit it's
You know
cool.
what's interesting? You say that this movie was originally much longer. There
Really?
are
I
at
can
least
believe that.
20 minutes of
Well, I
deleted
know
scenes.
Michelle. What's her name?
Michelle
Yeah,
Monaghan.
it's-
Michelle Monaghan. Did you notice her in that one scene when she says
The
holy
holy
water
water?
and it starts to melt her?
Yeah.
She has a whole subplot in the film that they cut. Yeah. This was a year
Well,
before
good.
she did
That's
MI3. This is the year before that.
Mm.
This is 2005. That came out in 2006.
Good.
She had a big subplot in the film.
Wasn't
that you
there-
can watch all the deleted scenes.
Wasn't
They're
there
not
someone?
bad.
Wasn't there someone in Dune Part 2 where they cut out all of his scenes and he was like, I was in it.
Part 2.
Oh, Tim Blake Nelson.
Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Tim
Yes,
Blake
yes.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that
Yes.
reminds me of. He shot
Yep.
scenes for the movie and was
Mhm.
totally cut out.
Yeah, well, she at least got one shot. You know,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
was in
yeah.
one shot. But yeah, she had a whole
Very important
subplot.
word.
There's several other extended scenes that they cut way down
Mhm.
to make this. It's right at 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't think it feels too long. I like all the stuff that's in it. I think it's actually fairly well paced.
I
It's
think
pretty
so.
quick. It moves pretty well.
I don't think there was any parts where it felt like it was like too much of a lull or anything.
Right,
No,
right.
no.
What did you guys think of the design of, like, we get to see a brief glimpse of heaven, but we get to go to hell a couple times. I thought the visuals
I thought it
there
was
were
creative.
really interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a parallel Earth. I liked also too that it was a highway. It was basically like traffic is hell.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
like-
cities. Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like
I love
LA
the
405 freeway.
It's
I
an
love-
endless freeway. You never get to the city.
I
Yeah,
love
it
how
was great.
stormy.
Yeah,
that was a cool
yeah.
idea.
I
That was a
loved
cool
the
idea.
shot where we went from the surface down into the depths,
and all the
and
Yeah.
all those
demons
people.
and the people.
It was
like
Oh,
Zion
together
from
Yeah,
Matrix. That was
right,
very
right.
cool.
That was cool.
I
And
like
you notice
that
that
shot a
some
lot.
of them have been mutated while others they are
Yes,
just
right.
Yeah,
freshly new corpses
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
devoured.
yeah, a lot of creativity, a lot of
I agree.
the production design
I
is
love
incredible.
love the
Yes.
artistic approach to everything. Like,
It has-
really
Yes.
trying to do things that are different that we haven't seen
Right.
before because we've
Yeah.
seen and heard about all this stuff before,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the way it's presented. It's,
It's
so different.
kind of like a gateway to Hellboy.
right, and that's funny.
Hellboy-
Hellboy came out the year before this.
Really?
Yeah,
Did it?
Interesting.
It did. One
Wait,
year
the first
before
one?
this. The first one. First one. Yeah.
I'm late to the
Hellboy-
ball game.
Hellboy, I
need
think,
to watch
takes-
that
Oh, we
movie
gotta have a watch
still.
party for
It
that.
takes
Okay.
the supernatural, like gadgets and weapons,
Yeah,
like the
love
grenades
that
he had,
stuff.
and the
Yeah.
dragon, the
Dragon's
shotgun,
breath,
the
which-
dragon's breath.
Why didn't he use that again? He only like.
I assume
He did?
I think
Well,
he
actually,
put
no,
it
in the
oh,
shotgun.
That's right. He put it in the shotgun.
I think he
yes,
tried-
you're right.
But
you're
didn't
right.
he use it
combined
against
all
the
those
demons on the
gadgets.
He did,
roadside when
yeah.
all the lights turned off?
Well, no, that so another thing you learn by doing your research, as I have of this
Okay.
movie. I've done a deep dive on this movie over the past month. That was supposed to be Moses' shroud. So the clothing that buried
What was?
Moses in.
Moses'
the thing
shroud.
The thing he wrapped around his hand and held up when they were in the street.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be Moses' shroud.
That's really interesting.
Okay, I was like, he just lit something on fire. Actually,
Yeah.
speaking of that, I did notice coming off of the my only exposure to Constantine coming off the animated movies,
Yeah. Mhm.
was that there was a lot less like magic, if you will.
Yeah,
Sure.
A lot less spells and that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
Doctor
Which,
Strangey stuff.
which was fine because
Yeah.
it was it's live action, it was grounded.
Yeah, right.
But I do like that part of it too.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So I
sure.
like both sides.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
it
this
was
takes a
cool.
more
It wasn't missing
tactile,
battles.
tactile, practical. Like
Yeah.
I was saying, Hellboy
correct.
aspect to
Correct.
how supernaturalism
Mhm.
kind of works.
Mhm.
Yeah, all the gadgets were so cool.
Yeah.
I liked all that, and like I said, it kind of is a gateway to Hellboy,
Yeah.
which takes all of that as kind of a baseline,
Mm-hmm.
and then builds way on
Exactly,
way
exactly.
more supernatural craziness.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was really good.
Good.
The
So
score was good too.
the score was good. Yeah,
was captivating.
Yeah. Klaus Badelt I
And Brian
think,
Tyler.
and Brian Tyler
Yeah.
did it.
Yep.
Yep. They did a good job. All right, let's give star ratings. And I know this is first viewing. You're right off the bat. It's hard to do that, but I wanna get a gauge for where you guys are at. Because I'll be honest, first time I watched this, I was at like 3 or 3.5. I wasn't crazy about this movie. Since watching it over and over and over again and learning about it, listening to the commentaries, I'm at like 4.5 stars. This is one of my
Wow.
favorite comic book movies that I've seen.
That's high praise.
I've,
Nice.
it is. I think it is great. Every time I watch it, I
I'll
like
need
it
to
more.
rewatch it. I will need to rewatch it.
Absolutely. But where are you at right now? What star rating do you think you're?
I'm at 3.5 right now.
You're at 3.5. Okay, that's about where
I'm
was
at
when I
3.5. I
first
think
saw it.
that I think that if I were to watch it again,
Mhm.
I think I'd have to be in the right mood to watch it again.
Sure.
But
That's an interesting thing about the tone because it is dark. Like it gets
Yeah.
very dark and crazy, but there is quite a bit of just kind of funny moments. Like
sure, like
it's
Shia
not
LaBeouf.
overdone. It's not. Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
his character obviously is there, but even like little moment because Constantine is such a jerk to everybody.
Yeah.
Like he just does not care about anyone.
Right.
So he has a couple of moments that are kind of lighten the mood a little
Right,
bit,
right.
Yeah.
Sure.
which I think
Yeah.
helps.
Definitely.
So yeah, who else wants to give you, Josh? You have a star rating in mind?
I think I'm at 4.
Okay.
It wasn't as like I was expecting it to kind of be not hot garbage, but I thought
Sure.
it wasn't. I thought it wasn't going to be good.
Right.
Sure.
You
Like-
thought it was going to be like there were some good things about it, but it's not a great movie.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like I saw another video that talked about certain filmmaking aspects of it. That I was like, okay, so those are the cool things they pulled out of an
Yeah,
otherwise
yeah,
bad
yeah.
movie.
Right.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
Right,
But I was actually really impressed
Yeah.
with a lot of it. So yeah, And I think it is. I agree with you. I think it is one of these movies. Well, I can't say experientially yet, but upon rewatches, I will like it more.
Yeah,
sure.
I think that'll grow.
Yeah, and this 4K you have has both the commentaries on it, and I highly recommend listening to both because they're very unique commentaries. There's not a lot of overlap because they cover very different things from different perspectives.
Usually there aren't writer commentaries.
Yeah,
and it's not solely the writers.
And it's both writers. The guy who did the first draft of the script, and then the guy who came in and did the final draft.
Interesting.
So you get to hear the guy who first wrote it going, "Oh yeah, you kept this," and he's like, "Yeah, I changed this around." And so it's really cool. It's
sounds like a really fun conversation.
It is really fun. It's really fun.
It sounds torturous.
Yeah, it's really good though. What do you got star wise?
Oh, okay.
What are you gonna go with? We got 3.5, 4.5, 4.5.
As of right now,
It's a 5-star film, baby. It's a 5-star film.
Masterpiece.
I'm kind of between the 3.5 and 4
Okay.
star rating.
3.75, we'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the
can't do that on
production
Letterboxd,
value
though.
on the movie is superb. Casting is great. I love the subject matter that's explored about just faith and supernatural.
Yeah.
When it
I like
comes to the third act, I thought a lot was packed into the third act. For some reason, I'm like, you
There
know
was a
what?
lot.
We know what the whole ideal is. Then Gabriel comes in and I'm
Yeah,
like, wait,
right.
what's going on? Like,
Right,
okay, I kind of get it. And then you see Satan of all people. I'm like, okay, the entire scene with Satan's cool. And then you see Constantine temporarily ascend to heaven before getting stopped by the demon. Like, what is going on? Where are we going with this movie?
I like that the movie is kind of about faith and supernaturalism, but it's not necessarily about believing that these things exist. Everyone knows these things exist from the beginning. Basically every character. So it's not like...
Well, some of them have actually seen it.
Right. It's not like discovering that, demons are real and like this is
it's not an origin story.
No.
It's not a Constantine origin, which is what we're
I thought
used
it was
to.
going to be an origin story.
It's like he's like at the end of his life. He's like been doing this for years, you know? It's like it's kind of cool that they just throw you in like that.
But I think it's more of a discovery of personal faith.
Yes,
it is.
Exactly.
Of personally understanding what these things mean.
Right.
And the significance of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you were saying before, I'm or what I said before, I'm between a 3.5 or 4 star.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If I rewatch it again, like you,
Yeah.
the rating will
The
probably
appreciation
go up.
grows a little bit the more you watch it, the more you learn about it for sure. All right, awesome. Well, thanks guys.
His gun,
this was
I
fun.
have to just say, his gun is a little silly.
Oh, but it's
It's
cool
a little
though.
silly.
It's too cool.
It's
too
cool.
cool to
I
be
was
silly.
I was worried it was gonna be a little too disbelieving and be like, okay, that's a little too far. But they didn't.
He just uses it like a gun. I mean, it's like John Wick at the end, like you said.
That was a great sequence. They could have really played it up and like
He did a lot of
angles
crazy
different
stuff with it. And,
No, but I mean, like they could have played it up
Even
to make it cheesy,
right.
like
Yeah.
different
Well,
camera shots they could have done, but they didn't. And I
That's
was
another
like,
thing they talked about was they had this big every kind of action movie has this like load up sequence where they like load their guns and
Right.
get the gear on, and he's like, we just played it on his back, and you don't even actually see him put it together.
That's true.
You just play it
That's
on
true.
the scene on his
Yeah.
back, and he puts it together and then turns around and has it. So that was a cool move. So. All right, guys. Thank you again for being here. We had so much fun watching this. Be on the lookout for more reaction videos coming very soon. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos. And we'll see you next time right here on The Real World.